Q-stick. God damn it, I always fuck it up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
It's
every time.
Is it the 2 or the 3? What's throwing you off?
I think it's my name.
You get to the Q.
Every time.
Whatever. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, just like whatever.
Just so you all know, I'm not a little boy, I'm a girl. Just in case you were wondering.
Are you really a girl? I didn't know girls played video games.
It's time to pull out all-nighter. Oh, I'm in my zone when I'm gaming at home. My controller plugged in and my gas is turned on. Haters keep on hating. I don't think they want it, and I never run from nothing. But yeah, we want it. You know gamers run it, gamers run it, gamers run it, run it. I know gamers run it, gamers run it, gamers run it, run it. We know gamers run it, run it. They know gamers run it, run it. Gaming every day, so we run it.
Welcome to what is it? Pigs Pod.
Ho, 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 it's magic.
No, that was last episode.
Oh, sorry.
Is
That's
that
a really
be
fun
our new
episode.
main theme now?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to contact them for royalties and like how do I get the licensing?
That was a fun episode, though. Had a lot of fun doing that one.
Yeah, for Mr. Joker himself. We'll have to get him back on Joker. You know, we have a lot of people we gotta get on here.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, anyways, I'm Oreo.
I'm Q-stick.
All right, now you know who we are. Now,
You see, I don't fuck my name up when I'm doing that, but when I try to sync, Jesus Christ, I fuck it up every time.
Yep, and I'll tell you what, it's going to reach its way into the intro of this show as well, just like last week.
I did like that. I had no clue that was coming.
I think, you know who we need to, while we're on the subject of who to get on the show? One or both of the Bryce brothers. I don't know. Both. 1, 2.
I don't know. They've been talking a lot of shit, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, they've been, they want to do a challenge, Drunken Halo versus Pigs Pod. I think technically I suggested it, and they like the idea, so I don't know when we're going to do that.
Yeah, I think we need to do that sometime. That sounds like it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, that's what we're going to do this weekend, I guess. You and I practice.
I'm down for it.
Can you even get on, you can't get on Halo 3 anymore, can you?
Yeah. Why couldn't I?
Oh, you can? The servers are still up?
Oh, I guess. I was on the servers like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, nice. I bet the Halo 3 servers work better than the Master Chief Collection servers.
Well, that day, that night that you and I were trying to do the game night for Pigs Pod.
Yeah.
And like, I ended up saying fuck it and played Halo 3 and had no problems.
Huh. Well, as long as Lizard Squad stays away from that and 343 stays away from it.
Well, Lizard Squad, they were in the news again. They were going after...
For what?
Oh, shit. Well, I heard it on the news. It was yesterday.
Getting up off of their dildos or what?
Yeah, they got off their dildos and they were going after... I want to say they were going after one of the federal web pages, one of the .govs. I could be totally wrong. I just remember hearing their name and... like
I looked it up on Google and it says something about Taylor Swift.
Well,
her Twitter account got hacked by Lizard Squad.
No, I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, that says 23 hours ago. Or 23 minutes ago. Okay, so
What?
this is recently. Yeah, her Twitter account, blah, blah, blah. They've claimed to hack the PlayStation Network, North Korea, and now Taylor Swift. Ooh, threatening to release nude photos.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, as much as I would like to add the Taylor Swift nudes to my collection, I really honestly don't think they're going to be there. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that she's dumb enough.
No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe when she's been smashed. Did you watch the New Year's special with her on there?
Vaguely.
All right, I don't know what she was on or how much she drank, but you know, there could have been nudes that night, guarantee.
Yeah, it could have been. I just don't. You know, everybody rags on her for being the dumb blonde and all that.
Yeah.
The way she runs, like, the business of herself, you know, making music and promoting herself, she's way too intelligent to do something stupid like that. I don't think she would do that.
Yeah. What are you trying to say though? What are you saying about Jennifer Lawrence? You saying she's
That she was a fucking idiot?
Well, you're right.
I mean, you know, I understand all kidding aside, I understand why she did what she did. The whole long distance relationship and all that crap. Like, that's cool, whatever. What you do in the privacy of your bedroom is totally fine, like whatever. But to put it into a position where people can get access to it.
Yeah, on the cloud.
On the cloud. I mean, just Jesus Christ. Just send it as a text message. Put it in an envelope. Mail it across the country. I mean, something.
Yeah.
Don't put it on the cloud.
Yeah. Like we were talking before we even started recording. We need to go back to Polaroids.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, fuck. How old are we?
Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Is that a song? It sounds like a song.
Outcast.
Outcast.
And from like 2002.
Did they even have Polaroids anymore by then?
Yeah, they were still a thing.
Huh. Well, anyways, speaking of blondes and dames and idiots and all that, we're going to talk about heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah, where to get it, how to get the hook. No, I'm just kidding. Heroin with an E, not heroin without an E. Apparently, that's the only difference between a female legend, hero, someone that you look up to, and a drug that can destroy your life.
Don't do drugs.
The only difference is a little E.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Yeah. So, we'll start. I asked on the Facebook page, like, I guess I didn't clarify, but now I know. I have to clarify for these people. I said, blank is the perfect female character because... And you get Travis, one of the Bryce brothers from Drunken Halo. Shout out to them for their 100th episode.
Yeah, big shout out.
Which we're definitely going to have them on soon because they were talking some trash on episode 99.
Oh, they were? I'm going to have to go back and listen to that shit.
Yeah, you have to listen to that. But anyways, he said, your mom is the perfect female character because, well, I think I do know what you mean, Travis. I'm Oreo, and I'm awesome, and you're glad to have me in your life. You're glad that you've met me, and you're just giving a big shout out to my mom. So thanks for that, Travis. That's nice. I'll let my mom know that you're glad that she brought me into this world.
He is such a really sweet person.
He is really nice. I like Travis. You know what? I'm gonna like this right now. I didn't like it. So beyond him, Mike Hector. I can't remember his
skills, man.
Skills. Okay, I was gonna say I can't remember his freaking gamer tag. Sorry, I feel bad.
He's a big Star Wars nerd, so he's down in my book.
Well, he said Alex Vance.
Excellent choice.
From Half-Life, who honestly didn't make it into my list that I was making for this episode.
I noticed that.
So, I guess we can touch on Alex Vance a little bit.
Yeah.
I know you want to. Mike said the same thing, at the very end of his comment. He said, well, and she's hot. But other than that, she doesn't need rescuing or babysitting, takes care of herself. She rescues you as Gordon several times, if I remember right. So, it seems like you like her probably more than I do. So why do you think Alex Vance should have been on this list?
Me?
Yeah. You acted like it was a good choice that he said Alex Vance, so.
Well, she's a good, strong character. She's one of the ones, Skills kind of put it right. She doesn't need the rescuing. She's not locked away in the castle, So, and I like the characters like that. I would like to see more female characters that, are more along the lines of, the male leading characters for the video games where they're just, gender really doesn't matter. She's just a fucking badass.
Yeah. Doesn't need to tag along, doesn't need oh, wait up for me, take care of me.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know. When I looked into her and as they say, if you read it online, it must be true. So I Googled top female video game characters, and she was in there a lot, actually. But as I looked into her and did research on all the other heroines or females that we're going to be talking about, I don't know. She didn't strike me as, sure, she's hot, as you and Mike would say. She's alright for a video game character, but I'm looking for that, sure, she's independent, but I'm looking for that extra, that little extra bit of that cherry on top, that little extra badassness that makes her makes her ridiculous, makes her deserving to be on this list.
I feel you there.
So, like, yeah, she's a strong character, strong female character, but when it comes to, like, some of these other ones that we'll get to on the list, and there are some on this list that maybe shouldn't even be on here, that maybe she should have bumped off for, but...
luckily, you know, when I brought up the show notes and was looking at the list, one of my two favorite female lead characters was on this list, so I was thrilled about that.
One of two, not the other one?
One of two, not the other one. I could not believe that you left this one off the list.
Oh my gosh! All right, well, let's cover the other one. Let's get her out of here before we get to our list.
You know, I think that you left off probably the premier leading female character in all video games. She kind of set the bar when it comes to female characters. And you're going to laugh, but I swear I actually have a point behind it.
Okay.
Miss Pac-Man.
Oh, well.
I mean, she kind of is the first premier, you know, female character. Now, granted, she's not a human character by any means.
Yeah, but she was the first, you know, kind of bring
one of the
females, you know, bring them into the arcade, be like, hey, this isn't just for guys. Come check out Miss Pac-Man. Wasn't her original, or in her original arcade, wasn't Miss Pac-Man a tiny bit faster than regular Pac-Man?
I honestly have no clue.
Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe I need to talk to Google.
There was a Miss Pac-Man arcade game in a laundromat in a town that I used to live in, and I played it maybe 3 times total, ever. So there's no way I could tell you whether one's faster than the other.
Yeah, what it looks like on Google, Miss Pac-Man was considerably faster than Pac-Man.
Well, you know, she's not only is she running from the ghosts, she's running from him too, so.
Huh. Yeah. And she's more badass than Pac-Man. I guess also when one of the ghosts actually do attack her, instead of just spinning around on himself and like disappearing, kind of like the original Pac-Man did, she just spins around and then kind of goes back to her business. Yeah. She just kind of brushes him off, goes, yeah, whatever. So you're right. All right. Yeah, I guess. I don't know why I didn't think of her. I mean, she didn't come up on any of the lists I looked up. She didn't come to mind when I was thinking of my own list. But
yeah,
you're right.
She was the second one in the list of the ones that I thought of.
Well, you're right. All right. Mm-hmm. We might have to add her in as honorary guest on the list.
Oh, she totally needs an honorable mention.
All right, we'll go over the list and we'll come back to her. Maybe. I do have to... We'll get to Mike's other comment when we get to her on the list. I got to give a shout out to Rabowski again for his amazing comment. Again, he didn't understand if it was a video game character or movie character. That was my bad. I didn't really clarify. So he's like, video game character? And I was like, well, yeah, you know, preferably. And his great comment, he said, I'll have to think about this one. It's very important. And he never got back to us. So
he must still be thinking on it.
He's still thinking. It's a very important decision.
Well, Rob is a very deep, deep man.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just got to give him his time. You know, we really should have delayed this episode until he gave us an answer.
Well, we'll have to see. Rabowski did send in a voicemail to Pig's Pod.
Oh, shit.
We're going to play it later. I haven't listened to it at all. I played about the first 3 seconds where he said, hey, what's up, Pig's Pod? That's all I played. I turned it off. I'm saving it. So we're both going to listen to it fresh. And hopefully I don't, you know, learn a lesson that later on in other episodes that we have to screen these.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'm going to lay a challenge to all of our listeners right now. I want you to send in a voicemail that we have to actually edit. Like if you can come up with something that Oreo and I have to sit back and go, man, we can't put that in here. You know, I want that voicemail.
Yeah, do it. We'll play it. We'll listen to it fresh. But if it's so good that I have to go back and edit the episode, oh, shout out to you. That's a good challenge. Whoever can do that, we'll have to come up with something we can send them. Whoever can do that, send in a voicemail.
I think we still got some, we can do some of those Pig's Pod stickers.
Yeah, we've got stickers. I might, we'll see. I'll throw in some other stuff. First, you, the listener, have to do it. and it's super easy. I mean, Rabowski did it, and he doesn't want to do anything. He wants to, do his own thing. It's easy. You can go to pigspod.com on your computer or your phone or anything, and just on the right side, you just click send voicemail and then click record. That's pretty much it. So you don't even have to have like a number to call, nothing. All you do, go to pigspod.com, click on send voicemail, and then click record. It's on the right-hand side. It pops up. You don't even have to look for anything. It stays on the right side all the way up and down the page. It's like right there in your face. So I know you can do it. We better get to this list, though.
All right.
Now, I don't want to call out who would be my favorite or not. I want to kind of go through the list because I might change my mind as we're going through the list. So we'll just start at the top. Everyone knows who this is. Lara Croft from Tomb Raider.
The character that keeps her boobs keep getting bigger and bigger for every release they do for her.
Yep, just like Cortana.
Yeah.
When I was looking it up, I found something interesting. I know you were saying Miss Pac-Man was supposedly the first female, but from what I found, it says Lara Croft has become a sex symbol for video games, despite Toby Gard's intentions for her to be sexy only because of her power. He's the guy that originally came up with the character. Even Time magazine considers her the first sex symbol of video games. So, I mean, there you go right there. What else do you need?
First sex symbol of video games.
I guess, because Lara Croft has been around for a long time. The Tomb Raider video games.
Yeah,
and
I'm trying to. I played the first one way back in the '90s, and I'm trying to.
I think the first one was when her boobs were really weird because they had polygons that they stuck way out, and I think that's what stuck out for everybody.
Yeah.
Whatever. She's beautiful, intelligent, athletic, British archaeologist who lost her parents. You know the story. I didn't look into it because I want to kind of save whoever we decide is the best on this list. We're going to do an episode just for them. So I didn't go too deep into anyone's stories, but I'm kind of wondering what happened to Lara Croft and her backstory. Her parents died. I can't remember how. I think her dad was an archaeologist, and some foul play maybe murdered her parents or something, and she ended up with all his money. So she's rich. She has a huge mansion. She's a freaking Tomb Raider. I mean, what more do you need?
Wasn't her story covered in the latest Lara Croft thing they released?
No, they rewrote her story pretty much. So
is that what it was?
Yeah.
I bought that game, and I think I've played maybe 30 minutes of it.
What? Dude, that's one of the only games I've 100% complete.
I just couldn't get into it.
Oh, man, that's one of my favorite games. So Lara Croft, under her weapon of choice, and we'll have this for everyone, I put bow and arrow / dual 45 pistols because, like you just mentioned, the new one, they kind of rewrote her backstory and kind of rewrote her as a whole character. Now she's much more into the bow and arrow, when before, Lara Croft up to this point has always been about her dual 45 pistols. I mean, in the movies with Angelina Jolie, all the previous video games, everything. She's had those dual pistols at her sides, hanging off of her shorty shorts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Lara Croft, I got her right up there pretty high. She's a badass. Yeah. She does backflips. She's athletic. She's rich. I don't know if that has to do with anything.
She's intelligent, too. That also helps.
But she's got those big-ass combat boots, and that just takes a badass bitch to wear those. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
So, I still won't say if she's my number one or not. I'll tell you, she's starting high up there, though. Moving on to someone that nobody is going to recognize the name. I had to look up the name because I have no idea what her name is, but from the Mirror's Edge story, which is the parkour story, the free running, however you want to call it. the skinny Faith Connors who runs around from rooftop to rooftop. And now here I have her weapon of choice, hand-to-hand combat. Now see that, for me, boosts her up because she really doesn't use weapons too often. I mean, you do a couple times in the Mirror's Edge video game, but really she's more about like disarming people, getting away because she's fast and jumps over and under shit and all over the place. Crazy. So, I don't know. What do you think of Faith?
I ain't gonna lie here. I have not played the game.
Oh, you don't know anything about Faith Connors?
No, I don't.
All right. Well, I'll give you... It's basically, like I said, free running. She's a skinny chick. This one, instead of her parents dying, which is kind of the usual backstory for these kind of characters, she actually ran away when she was 16 and decided to just become a thief. So kind of a thug, rebel, as you will. So, I don't know. I think that maybe boosts her up on the badassness scale, but kind of lowers her a little bit on maybe actually being a heroine, being a hero to anybody. So, I don't know. She's alright. She's pretty badass, like I said, just because of the hand-to-hand combat. But other than that, I don't know. She doesn't have too much going for her. I don't think she's going to beat out anyone else on this list. But, now tell me this next one, Q. You've played this.
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say, no, wait, you're not a gamer if you haven't played this next one. How much have you played this other? Metroid is the game we're talking about.
Oh, God. I didn't play a lot of it because it was a Sega title, wasn't it?
It was until I think Nintendo bought the rights to it. But it was a Sega prior to that. I
remember playing it on the Sega years and years ago, but back then it really didn't matter whether you were playing a male or a female character. That it was really hard for them to write a decent story. That because of the limitations of the systems at the time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I would say that she is or is not a badass.
Yeah.
Simply because, the stories were kind of garbled.
Yeah.
At least to me. Because, I mean, it's been so many years since I played that game that it was just, I honestly don't remember too much about it.
Yeah. I remember even when I originally played it, I thought for the longest time that she was a male, a guy, not a female.
Yeah, it wasn't until well after I played the game that realization happened.
Yeah. I think I didn't realize that until Smash Brothers, when you had alternate suits you could wear. And there's one where you could use as her. If you haven't figured out who we're talking about Samus, I presume is how you pronounce that. But yeah, in Smash Brothers, you had an alternate suit you could wear, which she actually took off her metallic suit, kind of like what Master Chief has. And you could actually see, oh shoot, this is a woman. I've never known this whole time.
Yeah.
And now this right here that I have listed up here, there's a couple things that I think knocks her way down the scale. And this is one of the ones I think Alex, which Mike wanted on the list, could probably knock her off. Because, for one, she's 6'3", 200 pounds. She's huge. I'm not saying she's huge. I'm saying she's a big woman. She can take care of herself without a suit, without powered armor, without all these weapons and stuff that she uses. And then when you put all that stuff on, I think that just lowers you even more. You're in a protective suit. You're using weapons and stuff. Again, I'd prefer like a bow and arrow or hand-to-hand combat. I think that boosts you up a little bit. But when you're already a huge woman that could take care of yourself easily, and then you're putting on a powered suit, I don't know. That just seems kind of like cop-out. Honestly, I don't think you're that badass. I don't know what I was thinking putting her on this list, but...
Yeah, I think that's your one that you can replace.
Yeah. All right, we'll replace her for you, Mike. Alex.
Mark it off.
All right. Let me guess, this next one is your other favorite?
No.
No?
No, but I will say that she's in my top 5.
All right, you tell me about her because I guarantee you've played this game more than I have.
One of my favorite games, Resident Evil and the lovely Jill Valentine. She comes in at a staggering 5 foot 5 inch, 108 pounds. So she was an itty bitty tiny thing. She's a member of the U.S. Special Police Unit, STARS, Special Tactics and Rescue Service. Trapped in a mysterious mansion along with her team partner, Chris Redfield. She is in conflict against the shadowy company Umbrella Corporation and its splinter groups. Jill is also a founding member of the key field operative of the paramilitary organization BSAA, Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance. She's in my top 5 simply because I really enjoyed the Resident Evil series.
Yeah.
But she doesn't rank too high on the list in my opinion, simply because there were too many times where she was dependent on, Chris's, when you were she was too dependent on Chris for, parts of the games.
Yeah.
And I guess, I think that, I might be judging her a little harshly when you take into consideration the fact that the Resident Evil itself is a puzzle game.
Yeah.
That, relying on someone else to help you complete the puzzle, where, you're not this isn't a first person shooter kind of situation. So, her ability to take care of herself in a puzzle situation, she might need somebody else to help her. So it's kind of one of those, I like her as a character simply because of how much I enjoyed the Resident Evil series.
Yeah.
She was a badass. I mean, to be stuck in the situation that you're in and not go fucking batshit crazy because of all the zombies. Yeah, and the fact that she's military trained. So, I mean, that right there, it's basically a G.I. Jane. Yeah. So, she's going to be a badass.
She's badass with the pistol, especially. All I could find is she only uses like a single pistol.
Yes.
Which kind of puts her up above the original Lara Croft, who uses 2 pistols.
Well, both, using a single pistol or using a dual wielding situation, both of them have their levels of badass. If you're dual wielding 2 pistols and being accurate and, handling the recoil of 2 pistols and doing it, effectively, that can make you a badass. Mm-hmm. But then on the other hand, if, you're dropping shit left and right with, headshot, that's still badass too.
Yeah. All right. You make a good point.
But then coming back to, the Resident Evil game itself, I mean, she didn't want to use 2 pistols because you were fucking lucky to find ammo anyway.
Yeah. Well, I think when you look at it, of everyone on this list in the universe they're from, I'm pretty sure Valentine comes from the worst universe, the scariest universe. So that right there, especially when she's such a little gal, I guess you could say. But the universe she's from is terrifying. I mean, and she still holds her own, so... Yeah,
to keep a cool head in her situation, she's doing better than I would do.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't gonna beat her on the bush. Haha!
Ooh, not gonna beat around the Valentine bush?
I mean, we can if we want to go down that road, but... I mean, I wouldn't throw her out of bed unless she wanted to do it on the floor, but it is what it is.
Well, she must be good enough because they've kept her for a long time going through Resident Evil. I can remember. Isn't she in almost all of them?
She was up
in 4 of them?
She made appearances, yeah. I think that's about as far as I made it in the series. Because, I mean, after, I guess, 4, the series just kind of been, it just kind of continues that it's like a copy-paste game. Like, you're still dealing with Umbrella, you're still dealing with zombies. It's like there's no progression, you move from area to area and you make small accomplishments, but you still haven't beat the system yet. So I kind of gave up on the series.
Well,
Resident Evil 2 is still one of my favorite games of all time. I still think it was one of the scariest games. So
yeah, I need to go back and replay that.
Oh, you do.
That's one we're gonna have to sit down and play somehow. So one thing I wanted to say about Resident Evil and Tomb Raider. Didn't both of those start out as a video game and then move to feature films?
Yes.
All right. See, I don't know. Now, Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider series is probably one of the best, from video games to the films. But
yeah, I agree. Well, at least the first one was. I didn't particularly care much for the second one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the first one for sure.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because you have easier access to Google than I do. But I really think that Tomb Raider was a comic book series before it was a video game.
Was it?
And I really want to say there was something that was like a predecessor to the computer game, but I could be wrong. It might have come out afterwards. But I know that at one point in time there was some form of like written story for her outside of the gaming world.
Well, according to Wikipedia, Tomb Raider is a media franchise that began as a video game series.
Okay.
And
maybe it
includes comics, books, novels, theme parks, rides, movies, centering around Lara Croft. So
maybe it came out afterwards, and I guess it did.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a comic book, but, you know.
Yeah, it does say that, books, novels, but I think all of those were centered off of that original video game, because
it's such an amazing.
Yeah,
it's such an amazing concept as a video game, you know, for its time and what it was, you know, what the story was, you know, in the early days of, you know, computer gaming, when, you know, graphics are starting to kick off.
Well, and again, I think it grabbed both audiences, females and males.
Yeah,
for different reasons, but
and I know we keep coming back to Tomb Raider on this, but you know, well, one of the things that I will give it a lot of credit for is, you know, your main character, your playing character, you know, doesn't have the traditional background, you know, like job or career. You know, most of them are, you know, ex-military, or, you know, as you said, you know, my parents were killed, or whatever the case is. But I mean, she was an archaeologist.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it was almost like it was, you know, they were playing off like a female Indiana Jones, which, you know, barring Indiana Jones, when you think archaeologists, you don't think they have a very, you know, interesting job. So I kind of like that about that.
Yeah. Sexy. Anyways, moving on. We can't always go back to Lara Croft.
I have a feeling we're going to, though.
We will. Here's the one Mike was complaining about. Let me read his comment. He said, I'll also add, it's not Cortana. She's not the perfect female character, apparently, according to Mike. He says, she went from super cool AI to crabby, naggy, stocky girlfriend by Halo 3.
And I 100% agree with that.
But even though she was crabby, stocky, naggy, and she's artificial intelligence, she's still a badass. I mean, she helped save the entire universe, Q.
Well, no, I'm not saying that she's not a badass, but I don't think, I mean, she's no Lara Croft, but, you know, given the fact that she is an artificial intelligence, there's only so much that she can do.
Yeah. And
so that limits her. You know, you have on the sheet that her weapon of choice is Master Chief.
Yeah.
You know, and that's true. You know, I mean, unless you want to count it when she's working on the ship, you know, when she's working on the ship, you know, you could add like Pillar of Autumn or whatever that, you know, whichever ship you want to, you know, she's, you know, helping control at the time. But, you know, she can't physically pick up a weapon and use it on you, and she can't physically, you know, put her hands around your throat and strangle you.
Yeah. She can't really do anything except be naggy and stocky.
Yeah. You know, I never saw Lara Croft nagging anybody.
No.
Maybe her dad in the movie, but other than that.
Well, when she was little, when he was alive.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
I mean, I like Cortana. I think she's a great character. She's a very unique character. I think the books do her a lot of credit in really explaining her real mentality, because I don't see her, after reading the books, I don't see her as the nagging girlfriend. I see her more of the, you know, overprotective mother.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she was she was modeled after Halsey, who considered Chief as kind of like her son in a way. So, you know, that kind of imprint carried over when Cortana was created. So I think that she's less of the girlfriend and more of the mother. It's like, Chief, did you clean up your room today? You know, that kind of thing.
Did you brush your teeth, John?
John, did you clean your suit? You know, which, you know, I like Cortana. I think she's a great character. I like what she ended up doing at the end of Halo 4, and, you know, using her negative attribute of the rampancy to basically save the day.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of cool. You know, she does get some badass points for that, you know, for that selfless act. But yeah, she's still no Lara Croft.
Yeah. Well, as you mentioned in the book, she's a lot, I don't know, a more developed character, a mother character, but that's because they cover so much more in the books.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They got to squeeze that into like 4 video games, so it seems like she went really fast to Naggy girlfriend, but really, I mean, she's a I'm not going to be able to say that word.
Deteriorating.
Yeah, as narrated by Q. She's an artificial intelligence, and I can't remember. Do you remember how long they're supposed to last? Wasn't it only a
7
few
years.
years? 7 years? Yeah, I was going to say
7
5,
years.
but 7 years, and she's been with Chief for a lot longer than that.
Oh no, excuse me. They break down at 5 years, and she's at year 7
Okay, see,
as of Halo 4.
so we were both right.
Yeah.
But I mean, after all that time and all she's gone through with Master Chief, I guarantee no other artificial intelligence, which is a self-learning computer program that, has seen all this shit, everyone die, all kinds of horrific stuff, trying to save the universe time and time again.
Well, she was designed differently too. So, you know, she was a more complete AI. You know, she was less of a fragment, more complete. So, you know, her longevity was supposedly better.
Yeah. Well, she kind of fell apart in Halo 3.
Oh. Well, yeah, she kind of fell apart in Halo 3, and by Halo 4, she was a fucking basket case.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see her come back in Halo 5. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Us here on Pigspod, we're huge Halo fans, so.
I kind of hope she doesn't come back in Halo 5.
Oh, you don't think I think she's coming back.
Oh, I think she will, but I think that she didn't need to.
You make a good point. Well, I think they need to bring both Cortana and Master Chief back for a second to kind of introduce us to the rest of the universe and get everyone away from the idea that Master Chief is the entire universe.
Yeah, and I think that's what they need to do, and I think the first step to kind of phasing out Chief into the new Halo series is to have him lose Cortana, and then, you know, once the gamer can, you know, wrap his mind around the fact that you're no longer going to be relying on Cortana as Chief, that then, you know, once that character is phased out, then you can phase out Chief as well.
Yeah.
That's just an opinion.
Well, one last word on Cortana, though, that I think gives her an extra boost. She is the inspiration for Microsoft's new personal assistant, kind of like Google Voice or whatever, and Siri, Microsoft's
Which I think
Cortana.
I think that's awesome.
Have you seen her features? It's so much better than all the rest of them. I'm pretty sure Cortana's the best one ever done.
Well, she's probably got bigger boobs than Siri.
Well, way bigger. Siri's jealous. I've seen catfights online, Cortana versus Siri. So, and I mean, how many other video game characters can you hold in your pocket and ask a question?
That's true.
Just saying. But we'll move on to another one that I was hesitant to put on the list, and I'll tell you why real quick after we get off this Cortana train. Commander Shepard. Now, you see in my notes I put 6'7", 770 pounds, ? Because Commander Shepard is 2 people in one. She's a male or a female. And the gender, the class, the first name, and the appearance and everything is customized by the player. So she's just called Commander Shepard. You get to pick everything else. So really, she is and she kind of isn't a player. I mean, I get it in the video game aspect that you want people to have customization and make the player or make the character their own. But, I don't know. Again, you read it on the internet, must be true. And I saw the female Commander Shepard come up a lot for some reason. So, I don't know. What do you think? I don't think she should really be on here.
Well, the only thing I can say about whether Commander Shepard is a badass or not, given the amount of customization, she's a badass if the gamer's a badass.
Yeah.
If you're a badass, that's a badass character. There you go. Because that's really about all I have to say about it.
Well, that works. Make a good point. And here's another reason we should wipe her off. I put in here a nerd alert. Nerd alert. Commander Shepard was voiced by the same woman that did a majority of the voices for Samus from the Metroid game. The voice actor's name is Jennifer Hale. So, and Samus, like we said earlier, is another one we're going to dump from the list. So sorry, Jennifer Hale, but all the characters you're voicing, we're dumping them off our list.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. It really doesn't hurt my feelings. I wasn't a big Mass Effect player.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know. Even though everyone talks about it all the time, but really, when you're coming from Halo, you can't really go to another sci-fi shooter. I don't know.
It's tough. There's not a lot of crossover. I mean, you know what I think is funny when you compare the two big, first-person shooters. We're always talking about how horrible that Call of Duty is, and like there's all this like animosity between Halo and Call of Duty, and over there in the corner are the Mass Effect players keeping to themselves.
Mm-hmm. And Mass Effect was huge when you really look at it.
It's absolutely huge if you don't play Halo.
Yeah. If you don't play Halo.
It's really true.
If you play Halo, you couldn't fucking care less. I don't give a shit about Mass Effect or whatever their ass effect, whatever. Now here's one that technically I'm pretty sure neither of us have played in the video game world, but I know we've both heard of her. Ellie from The Last of Us.
I've only seen her through Let's Plays.
And I have here she's a 14-year-old survivor, but I think technically she started out as a 13-year-old survivor when she kind of went on her own. Again, I'm sorry, I don't know the story behind it. Ellie is mature beyond her years. Well, technically, yeah, when you are 14 and you're running around in a zombie-infested, pandemic, fungal-infected world, you're going to grow up a little bit. I mean, that's to be expected. But when you sit down and you're writing out a script, or like you're writing a list of badass women, badass females in general, when you have a 14-year-old that's a badass with a pistol and she's running around killing zombies, I mean, I think she should be on the list. I don't know if she's number one, but that's pretty badass. You're 14, and you're able to handle yourself in most situations.
Yeah, I can give you that.
And side note, she kissed a girl and she liked it.
That's always a good thing.
She kissed the girl and she liked it.
Taste of her bloody fingers. I don't know. I don't know what happens in that game.
So this next one might be controversial again because it's another artificial intelligence. It's a genetic life form and disk operating system, or for short, GLaDOS, which you might recognize from Portal. And I do have one of my favorite GLaDOS quotes here. I'll play it real quick and then we'll talk about GLaDOS.
Neurotoxin. So deadly. Joking.
I'm kidding.
When I said deadly neurotoxin, the deadly was in massive sarcasm quotes. I could take a bath in this stuff, put it on cereal, rub it right into my eyes. Honestly, it's not deadly at all.
To me.
You, on the other hand, are going to find its deadliness a lot less funny.
It rubs the neurotoxin on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Wow, I don't think she ever said that. Damn, why weren't you writing GLaDOS's lines? It rubs
Would you
the
fuck me?
neurotoxin.
I'd fuck me.
I don't know if I'd fuck you. Especially with that voice. I don't know. Do it again.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Yes,
I'd fuck
yes,
me
Father.
so hard.
Yes, Father. Oh, boy. So,
Horrible. terrifying movie.
I had to put Gladys on here because of her evilness, I guess you could say. Her evil humor, the way she tests humans and literally drives them to death. I don't know. She's not a heroine, but...
Yeah. Well, she is for her side of the story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd let it slide. I mean, I wouldn't put her high up on the list, but I'd let it slide for badass.
All right. Is it okay if she's artificial intelligence? See, it's a weird line you get to when you're talking about video games anyways.
Well, and that being said, I think that despite being a artificial intelligence, I think, the character can still, I think that it's okay for the character to be on there.
Yeah. I think the main thing that makes her such a badass is her weapon of choice, the Aperture Science Testing Facility. Basically, her trying your physical and mental state to the fullest, setting up all these crazy tests, and just fucking with you, like, in your ear as she comes over the speakers and just says messed up stuff to you. Like the quote I just played, like, there's some other ones that, I can't remember the exact wording, but she's like, don't worry, blood is, normal during testing hours or whatever. It's nothing to be worried about. Or there's one where she says, I'm here to guide you and help you. I just want to see you succeed. By the way, the floor below you is deadly. Do not touch it or you will die. Just stuff like that. Like her evilness, her just, I don't know how to explain it. You know what I'm saying, right?
Oh, yeah. Totally know.
I hope the listeners know what I'm saying. I hope there's listeners left.
Nah, they're still here. They like it.
All right. Gladys, again, she's a crazy bitch, badass bitch. I think if they make a Portal 3, she might make a return. No spoiler alerts, maybe. She's an artificial intelligence. She can come back as many times as she wants. I mean, she's out there on the internet somewhere. Can't kill her. Now this next one is one of those ones again that is a cross between video games and films, or video games and films, but it's backwards of Lara Croft. I'm pretty sure it started out as a film. It's the Alien franchise.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm talking about Ellen Ripley, I believe is her first name.
Yep.
So she's a badass. I mean, if you've seen the movies, or... She might be either as badass or more badass as compared to Lara Croft. Yeah, well, she's fucking crazy. She's not scared of death at all. At least she wasn't when she went crazy.
Well, she's scared of dying, but she's able to put that, kind of put that in the back of her mind in respect to what needs to be done for survival.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Alien series. So I'm not 100% sure if, I guess since she does make appearances in video games, I guess, you gotta give her like a, female heroine in video games. But as much as I like her, it's kind of tough to put her on the list because, you still see her as, Sigourney Weaver and not,
not Ripley.
Anything else, not Ripley.
Yeah.
And I had all the utmost respect and admiration for her until Alien Resurrection. And then after that movie, I'm just like, this is fucking sad.
Yeah. Well, apparently, is she still alive?
Sigourney Weaver?
She's still alive, right?
Yeah. Well, she was in Avatar.
Yeah. I was going to say, because I read something the other day that earlier, like last year or something, she was trying to get him to revive the Alien franchise and like, I want to do more movies, but I don't know.
I would like to see more with that series because there's so much more that they can do with it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, on both aspects, video games, films, all together.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can do so much with it, but yeah, I would like to see more with the Alien series, and I enjoyed the the Alien versus Predator movies. I mean, you kind of have to take them for what they are. I mean, you're not looking at masterpiece theater here. It's a comic book alien creatures, battling comic book alien creatures. So, it's kind of iffy as to the quality of the movie. You just kind of have to take it for what it is.
Yeah. So. Well, I think the thing that makes her stand out is one of her favorite weapons to use is like a homemade jerry-rigged flamethrower.
Yeah.
Now that's badass. I mean, because she has a master's in engineering, so she's smart as fuck. So she throws together flamethrowers all the times and across all the movies. I think there might be a flamethrower in every movie.
Yeah, and then you gotta love the fight scene there at the end of Aliens when she has to deal with the Queen and she's got the cargo loader, walker thing that she gets in.
Yeah.
So
she's badass.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And shout out to the Video Games of the Year episode we did on the podcast. My choice was Alien Isolation, which isn't the main Ripley. It's actually her daughter, Amanda Ripley, that's in that video game. So they are continuing the story a little bit. Hopefully they do it in film as well. But I'm having fun playing the video game. Like I said, my favorite of every game released last year. So they're doing something right.
Oh, yeah.
If I can just get Q to play it.
I need to get it.
He's too busy painting Warhammer models.
Well, right now I'm not painting. I'm in the process of selling Warhammer models. So.
No, that you have painted.
No, I haven't painted these. I'm peddling these for a friend of mine. So.
Oh, all right.
I've been busy cataloging and playing used car salesman, trying to move these things.
If you want to know more about that, listen to the last episode.
Yeah, or if you want to know more about what armies I'm selling, contact me.
Yeah, contact Q on the Facebook page or somewhere. I don't know. You know how to get in touch with him.
Oh, yeah.
You know anything about Q, you know where he's at. 4chan.
4chan.
Now, Joanna Dark from The Perfect Dark. I think Perfect Dark is just one of the video games. I don't know what the entire franchise is called because they've kind of changed it around. It's all around Joanna Dark.
You have finally gotten to my favorite.
Oh, she's your favorite?
Joanna Dark is my favorite.
Oh, I would have never guessed. Oh, well, go on. Do tell.
I never played any of the newer stuff. I played the N64 version of the original Perfect Dark, where they just basically copy pasted the GoldenEye 007. I guess whatever you want to call it. They just copy and pasted it and put a girl in place.
Yeah.
Which I was totally fine with it because I fell in love with Joanna Dark not so much for the character herself, but more because of how awesome the game was. Because they made there was a lot of technological innovations when they released that game. It was the first video game that had separations between fingers. When you would see her reload a weapon, you could actually see her individual fingers, not just the blocky, fingers stuck together. You have one finger and one thumb, kind of like the Penguin.
Yeah.
It was the first game that did that. And that was a big deal. But I love the multiplayer because growing up as an only child, understanding and getting to multiplayer with somebody was kind of, you couldn't do it. So, it had this multiplayer feature where you could, play against these bots and just basically like a firefight mode. Yeah. And, I played the ever living fuck out of that game. I would bounce back and forth between, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, and Rogue Squadron. Those are my three main, N64 games, and then with a splash of Resident Evil 2.
All right. So she's one of your favorite characters because she's from one of your classic favorite games.
Absolutely.
And she has fingers.
And she had fingers. But no, it was a good character. The campaign was fun. Very much, she was she was the bounty hunter. She was the trained secret double agent, and trained in all of these arts of death and all that. But,
trained from birth.
Yeah.
That's badass right there. You're 2 years old out there trying to shoot guns with your father.
Yeah. I loved that game. I had so much fun playing that game. I loved the weapons. I loved everything about it, and that's also because I was such a big GoldenEye fan, which, the weapons, even some of the weapons in Perfect Dark were the same weapon from GoldenEye. They just renamed it.
Yeah.
There was an AR-15 that was, called something else in Perfect Dark. And I always thought that was great that they just copy pasted. So it was just like a better graphics, better user interface kind of game compared to Fingers. And Fingers was a big deal,
Yeah, back then.
Back then it was a big deal. It was a big jump in technology for what they were able to do with pixels.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah.
And
Perfect Dark.
Shout out to Redheads.
That's true too.
Rabowski, one of our favorites.
Yep.
So, yeah, that boosts her up, a little bit more, depending who you ask. All right.
So yes, she was my favorite.
All right. Well, now we're getting to another one of my favorites, especially in the beta. Now, this pisses me off to no end that they fucked with Anya after the beta. She was a badass in the beta, dude. She had attitude. She swore all the time. She was funny as fuck. Like, when you'd be carrying a locust, she'd be like, "Oh, you fucking stink." Like, but everyone complained, "Oh, she's a girl. Girls shouldn't be like that." So they changed it from the beta to the actual release of Gears of War 3. Which, dude, it pissed me off. Like, what are you talking about? For one, yeah, she's a girl. But she's in a video game. She's in the army. She's actually trained and moved on up past most men and moved to the front lines, main coalition, main gear, which is what they call them. She moved up to gear status, which is fucking badass right there. So of course she's gonna swear and be fucking dirty and funny. And they ruined her. Fuck, Epic Games listened to all the whiny cunts out there. And yeah, that's what you are. They listened to them and they ruined Anya. I've got some quotes from her. Just listen to how badass she used to be in the beta. And they changed this. They toned it way down. They took out all these swear words. I think they might have left a couple in, but they ruined her.
Fucking piece of shit! Hello? Shit, yeah. Look, Ma, no face. Fuck you! Bag and tag, bitch! Walking sack of shit! It's because I'm a girl, isn't it?
Fuck. How badass is that?
Well, given one of the few female characters that they gave such colorful commentary to, that'll boost her up in the standings, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, she's running around with the gears, which are the best in her universe. They're the best of the best in the military, and females don't really make it up to there. Yeah, sure, she was fucking the main guy, Marcus Phoenix, but whatever.
She could have made it to the top without fucking the way to the top.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think she was on top, but she was already on her way when she kind of met Marcus Phoenix. So that,
She didn't need him.
No, she's just getting some bonus D on the side on her way to being the most badass female in all of Gears of War. Way beyond Queen Mira. I don't know how much Gears of War you play or how much you know about the universe, but Anya is fucking badass. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I agree with that.
When you're running around with those types of dudes and those types of enemies, and you're right up on the front lines, and you're 5'7", 120 pounds, and you're putting on armor that's fucking probably 120 pounds. It's pretty badass. Just saying. We'll move on. We'll move on from Anya. And we'll mention Lara Croft real quick, but that's it. I just said her name. That's it. Move on. How much StarCraft did you play? when it was
Absolutely
big?
zero.
Zero. Okay.
Zero.
Well,
We're back to internet connection.
Internet connection.
Because the only time that I had any understanding of it is when it was played on the PC.
Did you need internet connection to play it? I thought you could play the campaign mode of it without internet connection.
You probably could have, but there was internet connection multiplayer, and I was like, fuck that.
Oh, so it never made its way into the Q household. I gotcha.
It never made its way into the Q household.
All right. Well, I played a lot of StarCraft, but it's been a long time. I played it the last time I played it was when the expansion Brood, I don't know how you say it, whatever, Brood War came out. So that tells you right there, years and years and years ago. But again, you read it on the internet. Everyone mentioned this chick. I looked it up. She, again, is pushing towards the evil side because she was human, and then she kind of got infected, taken over by Zerg, and she had telepathic abilities and stuff, and the Zerg kind of used her, and then she got so badass that she actually took over and controlled Zerg and pretty much anything else. I mean, she's a telepathic badass. And then she kind of eventually toned down and turned human again, but she's still ridiculously powerful, telepathic. I think she called herself the Queen of Blades. I think she spread that nickname like, hey, call me Queen of Blades. And then everyone kind of went with it. So, but, from looking at her story, I mean, she's telepathic powers, ridiculously powerful, control an entire army. I mean, that's pretty badass. But again, she is kind of evil.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe on her list. She's badass, but she's not the one. Right, Q? You agree?
Yeah, I still think Lara Croft would probably take her out.
All right. Well, all right. I'm wondering when we want to play these voicemails. I know Rabowski's been fast forwarding through this episode looking for his voicemail to pop in here.
We can do the last one, and I can come right out of the gate and say I never played Final Fantasy.
Well, any of them?
No.
Final Fantasy is one of the biggest games of all time.
I'll gladly take your word for it.
But it's one of the most annoying games of all time.
Well, then there you go.
I don't know if you would like it. I honestly don't like it. I don't know why I ever played it.
I've seen people play it. It just didn't strike me as something that kind of stylized game just didn't grab me.
Okay. I haven't played it for a long time, and this chick that we're talking about, Lightning, which if you're a Final Fantasy player, you're going to recognize who that is. But she definitely deserves to be on this list. When I looked up, I didn't look up in her, I looked up her as a character. I'd like to do both, but she's a badass, dude. She's fucking cold. She's fucking just tells you as it is. Like, you're a bitch, quit being a bitch. Let's fucking go and do this. Okay. She doesn't say it as swearing as much because of the people that made the game, they toned it down like Anya. But basically that's what she's saying. Let's fucking go. You're being a bitch, dude. Like, to the main, in her first initial Final Fantasy, I think it was 10, maybe it was 11. I can't say for sure, but in her first one that she first appeared, the main dude of the game, she kept telling him, fucking, you are being a bitch, dude. Let's go. Like, I'm ready to do this.
Put on your big girl panties.
Yeah, put on your big girl panties. Come on, I'll take you along with me. And she's this badass, dude. The way she talks to everyone, she's such a fucking bitch to everyone. But she's ridiculous, dude. Like, and her name's Lightning. She has lightning powers, kind of. She can control, static charge comes out of her fingers or something. I don't know what she does with that. Final Fantasy 13, I lied. That's when she became, that's her first one I think she showed up in the Final Fantasy franchise. But here's one of the main things, which I put her up on the badass list too, is because of her weapon that she uses, the Blaze Fire Saber, which is her main one. She has like 30 of them, and they're all gun blades, which are fucking badass, dude. I went on YouTube and found some crazy hillbilly guy in like back countries of Kentucky, like literally lives out in the middle of nowhere, and he's putting together like real gun blades, and they're so.
That sounds like something a Southern folk would do.
They're so sexy, dude. It's a gun and a blade. I mean, and it shifts from one to the other, so it can be a gun, shoot projectiles, and then you just flip it out. It's basically like one of them butterfly knives, except when it's folded up, it's a gun. And then you unfold it out, and she has her lightning, which she can kind of charge to the blade. It's like
if you put the Southern accent on that, it would have been perfect. It's one of them. It's a gun, but it's got one of them butterfly knives underneath it. You just flip it up.
Just flip it on out, and you look. See, look.
It's like one of them butterfly knives.
It's like a gun, and then you flip it out. See, now it's a knife.
Hold my beer. Watch this.
Watch it. I'm gonna cut up this fuck. The funniest thing is, after he goes through all these hours of making it, he uses this fucking gorgeous gun blade that he made, like a fucking axe. He's like chopping wood, fucking hitting pallets with it. It's like, dude, that's a knife. Like, that's a blade. That's a big ass knife. It's barely a sword. I guess you could call it a sword, but because of the way the lightning is like in the metal, it's not really I don't know. I guess it is a sword. I mean, it's called a gun blade. You'd have to see it. It's badass. And then you got Lightning, who charges her lightning to it, which adds more to it. I don't know. It's like a nerd Final Fantasy when you're thinking of a badass bitch. She has a gun, a blade, lightning. What more do you want? She's small. She's fast. She's fucking ruthless.
She kicks a lot of ass.
A lot of ass. So there you go. I think she deserves to be on here. I think as we've gone through here, we've kind of... That's the last one on our list. So, let's review Lara Croft. Badass bitch. Especially with bow and arrow. I mean, that's just... The way she picks off enemies with a fucking bow and arrow. And, again, that's one of my favorite video games of all time. Since we are a video game podcast, we're kind of talking about video games, you know, what's fun. And like I said, that's one of, I'm fucking bumping my microphone. That's one of the only games I've 100% complete. So that says something right there. I haven't even 100% complete all the Halo games. So I know a lot of people are disappointed to hear that. The Bryce brothers are crying tears. They're going to talk some more shit about us on their next episode. Anyways, moving on. Faith Connors. Yeah, I don't know. She ran away from home. She's got the hand-to-hand combat thingy, but I don't think she's top 3. You agree?
No, I don't think so. All
right, drop her. Samus, we already said drop her. She's fucking huge. She hides in an armor suit. She uses weapons. Get the fuck out of here. Jill Valentine, fucking... She's in a horror universe. I mean, Q has his Final Fantasies about her. What do you think? Jill Valentine? Top 5, maybe?
Yeah, top 5.
All right. Cortana, AI, gone crazy. Master Chief does all the work. Now, let's get out of here. Commander Shepard, what do you think? Get out of here?
Get out of here.
It's a male. I mean, you do all the work as the player. Get out of here. Ellie, 14-year-old survivor in a post-apocalyptic world. What do you think?
Yeah, I think she needs to be in.
All right, we'll leave her on the list. Gladys, funny, evil, but you're AI. Yeah, you know, you don't really do anything except torture a couple of human beings. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Ripley, since we're talking video game world, and you're more badass in the film world, and honestly, you're not really in the video games, you know. What do you say, Q?
Yeah. We'll put her at the very bottom, possibly to be bumped.
All right, bottom maybe get bumped. She's the bottom bitch right now. Joanna Dark, I know you're all about her fingers.
Trained from birth to be a killer. Doesn't give two shits about anybody, but getting the job done. Trained in every form of combat imaginable and the use of every gun she can get her hand on, and proficient with them. I say she's got to be on the list.
Yeah, top 3. She's, all right, top 3. Anya, Gears of War.
I'll let you make that call.
All right, well, I'll say she doesn't have hand-to-hand combat. She is proficient with every weapon you hand her. She is, a little chick kind of hanging out with the big guys. I won't put her top 3. I'll say maybe top 5. I'll leave her on the list.
She needs to be on the list, I agree.
I mean, if you say beta Anya, and I actually got to play the full game as her being a badass like that, without her being turned down because of fucking pussies out there that complain and moan, don't even know what they're talking about. I think she was empowering women the way she was talking. I don't think she was, belittling women the way she was, but I don't know. I'm not a woman. And frankly, no females wanted to be on the podcast today, so we don't get your side of the coin. Sarah Kerrigan from StarCraft, calls herself Queen of Blades, which is kind of like, egotistical. I don't know if I buy that. Human, telepathic, gets taken over by the Zerg, and they kind of gave her power. I don't know. Off the list. Get out of here.
Yeah, she lost a battle to the Zerg, so.
And Lightning, Final Fantasy. Again, every nerd's Final Fantasy. Gun, blade, lightning, fingers.
Yeah, we'll leave her on the list. Gunblade.
All right, so that leaves our top 3 look like Lara Croft, Joanna Dark, and either Anya Stroud or Lightning.
Nah, it's going to go to Anya. Military trained, putting up with the big boys.
You think Anya gets the top on the list?
No, I would put her in the 3 and bump Lightning 3? Down. Yeah, and bump her down to.
Lightning's 4?
Yeah.
All right. So top 3, third Anya. Now we have it, between Joanna Dark, who's badass, reckless, doesn't give a shit, trained from birth, good with every weapon you hand her, like Q said. She's got sharp reflexes, probably badass at gymnastics. She's talented. She's
basically what we have to look at for this here is you have someone that, came into her own later in life versus someone that was trained from birth.
Yeah.
So,
almost 2 different worlds.
It's 2 totally different worlds. The big question is do you think that in a straight up archery contest, would you put Lara Croft or Joanna Dark? Who wins that?
That depends. That depends on the environment they're in. We might have to introduce a new segment here, which I was already thinking about introducing, so we'll do it right now. Who would win? Who would win, Q? Lara Croft versus Joanna Dark. We'll set the scene. What do you say, scene? Should we go city or should we go forest? Because you got either one. One's going to be better in their environment than the other.
Let's see.
I'm
should
we flip a coin?
I still stand on the idea that Joanna Dark is going to best.
I bet she could in the forest. So we'll say forest. We'll give Lara Croft a little bit, because honestly, it's going to be a really close fight in the forest, but in the urban city, Joanna Dark has it. So that gives Joanna Dark the edge. Let's see, weapons. I've got to say Joanna Dark's probably better with machine guns, pistols, and stuff, but I probably would say Lara Croft could whoop her ass if it was bow and arrows.
Bow and arrows, maybe. We've seen you've seen in the game that Joanna is fairly proficient with a knife, whether it be using it as a close combat weapon or even using it as a ranged weapon like a throwing weapon. So I think the only way that Joanna or that Lara Croft will come ahead is in possibly a bow and arrow situation, or maybe. Well, no, I don't even think she would best her with a pistol. I
don't think so. Not from trained from birth and then self-trained just because you have lots of money and you can buy lots of ammo.
Yeah, I think, basically natural talent versus bought talent.
And again, in hand-to-hand combat, I got to give it to Joanna.
Yeah, because she had that backslap that was just devastating.
So, Lara Croft, the only situation she would win is bow and arrow, silent, and deadly, which is one of her specialties, being silent and deadly. So in the situation where she had the upper hand, but since Joanna is out there hunting her and she's a bounty hunter, I mean, I gotta say in 8 out of 10 situations, I think Joanna Dark is gonna come out on top.
I agree.
I mean, it sucks. I was gonna say, when I started this list, I was thinking Lara Croft from the beginning, but when you really look at it, I mean, Joanna Dark has fingers.
She has fingers, and then, I mean, you put her up against any of the other characters, Lightning, for example. Joanna Dark is smart enough to wear a rubber suit. If she goes up against...
Well, her suit is rubber, isn't it?
It's like a Mylar, kind of stuff. So let's just say that, if she knew what she was going up against, she would totally wear a rubber suit. And if she's a bounty hunter, she knows to research her target before she goes and kills it. So she would definitely know, to deal with that.
I mean, she'll beat Anya. She's faster, than Anya. She'll obviously be able to get the jump. Anya's trying to turn and move with a bunch of armor on.
Oh, yeah.
She'll probably beat Ripley.
Oh, she would totally beat Ripley. That's... Ripley is a designed character. She's designed to kill aliens, and that's the last thing Joanna Dark is. So she definitely bests Ripley. Jill Valentine, she just fucking break her in half. I mean, that's no need for weapons in that. She would just break her in half, no questions asked. And then the only one that I think she would actually have issues with beating would be what's her face from Metroid, just because.
Yeah. Well, because she's in a fucking suit.
She's in a fucking suit.
And
but
she's already a huge woman before she steps into the suit.
And then, if she can get her, take the crowbar and pry her out of the suit, all she's got to do is just run around her and tie her out. She loses. So,
yeah. Well, I'm sure Joanna has some kind of EMP ballistics or something that could disable Samus and Metroid suit and everything. So, I don't know. Yeah. I gotta agree with what you said. I gotta put Joanna on top. So It looks like in the coming weeks, I'm not sure when, we're gonna have to do a Joanna Dark episode.
Oh, I have to
we're gonna have to really go into it, her backstory, her actual weapons.
I'm down for it.
Maybe.
So let's jump on to the. I'm really interested to hear what the Raving Ginger has to say.
What does the Raving Ginger have to say this week? Let's listen in. Now, again, I haven't heard this. So let's find out.
We may have to edit it. He might win first out of the gate.
Hello, Pigs Pod. I just woke up, loaded up Facebook, saw that you guys wanted a voicemail. This is my first time ever, so, you can only record for 90 seconds. That's it. I have so many things I want to talk about. God. Might I add that your parody was incredible. That one song by him, Macklemore. That's it. Oh, it was good. Really loved it. Amazing. Seriously, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm also still halfway in a sleep realm. And I'm awake. It's weird. But we'll make sure you guys have a nice voicemail for your show. What else? But that episode was phenomenal. Loved it. amazing. I'm listening to your reflections, the good or bad, about Halo 5 right now. Really enjoying it, and I gotta say, I really like the beta. Yeah, there were some negatives about it, and quite frankly, the learning curve for me, even though I'm like what I call a veteran, I would have to say that towards the end.
Oh no! Let's
Oh no!
Towards the end, what? Oh, maybe coming next week. Coming next week on part 2 of The Raving Ginger Says.
He's now. I wonder if he realizes when he considers himself a veteran, that only counts when he gets a senior citizens discount at McDonald's.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that put a smile on my face. Rabowski. Shout out to Rabowski. He's the man.
Big shout out to Rabowski.
I can't tell if he's trying to be funny or if he was just funny.
I really like Rabowski. I think that we're going to have to approach him with a, with this ravings from the Mad Ginger.
Well, he said, I feel like I need to just spam your voicemail. So maybe he will every week.
Yeah.
Raving Ginger halftime. I don't know, some kind of show. Because Rabowski's not on a podcast anymore, is he? Other than on Drunken Halo every now and then.
I think he still does some stuff with PGCR.
We'll have to ask him.
I don't want to speak out my ass on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, let's let us know, Rabowski, next week. On, what did you call it?
Ravings of the Mad Ginger.
Ravings of the Mad Ginger.
Either ravings of or ravings from the Mad Ginger.
Raging.
I think
ravings from the Mad
ravings
Ginger.
I think it should be of.
Of. Wrong.
I'll have to shoot him a message and see if he'll do that for us.
Ravings of the Mad Ginger.
Ravings of the Mad Ginger.
Okay, and if you want to leave your own voicemails, again, pigspod.com. Super easy. I mean, Rabowski did it while he was half asleep, you could tell.
Yeah, can't be that hard. Except, realizing that he only had 90 seconds and then continued. I wonder how long he talked before he realized the 90 seconds were up.
That's what I was just wondering. He probably kept going. And then
and then he's still sitting there going, and that was the second time I got herpes.
But anyways, I really liked your parody song. I think Rabowski liked that more than anyone else.
I don't know. I've talked to a few people that were just blown away by that one. Mystery sent me a message and we talked about that for a little bit.
Yeah.
And speaking of Mystery, I hope he's listening because I want to give a huge shout out. He sent me a message earlier today, and this was before you and I kind of hit things off. But today, or this weekend, is the 1-year anniversary of the butt plug incident. So, those of you that were around for that situation.
Oh man, the butt plug. Okay, we might have to bring Mystery on again.
Yeah, we ought to do that because that was the butt plug incident was a big deal.
Well, it sounds interesting.
It involved a sticky detonator in Halo 4. What we would do is we would sacrifice somebody up to be the runner, and you would take the butt plug take the sticky to the ass to be your butt plug, and then you just go running blindly into enemies and have the other person detonate it.
Oh, who was always taking the butt plugs?
It was either me or Zensulu.
Well,
I did it for tactical reasons. He did it for other reasons.
For enjoyment, sexual arousement.
It could be.
Possibly. All right. Well, I got one more thing here. We'll play real quick, and then I think we'll call it an episode.
Okay.
Tell me if this is too loud.
I was just driving along here and
can't hear it at all.
Wanted to leave a voicemail for you. Just had a few comments on you talking about Halo and stuff. So, I'm a Halo player, one of my favorite games. I'm driving along here. It might be kind of noisy in the background. I hope you can hear what I'm fucking saying. But I just got some comments on 343. Fuck. Hey, 343! Listen up. I'm glad you released the fucking collection of Halo games. But guess what? It's not MCC, Master Chief Collection. I wish it fucking was. But it's MMC. It's the fucking Master Menu Collection. All I can fucking do is look at the fucking menu. It's fucking gorgeous, but I can't play the fucking game. Listen up. You know, if I wanted to play the menus, I'd go down to Walmart and I'd fucking stare at the kiosk. Okay? If I wanted to play the fucking menu, how about you fucking get your shit together, 343, and make a game that works? And what's this fucking shit about making a beta for an update? How about you have a beta for the fucking game? How's that sound? That sounds like a fucking good idea to me. How about you pull your fucking heads out of your ass and fix the game? Or make it for fucking free. I spent $60 to stare at a fucking menu. I'm fucking pissed off. I wish I could play the game. You fucking ruined Halo for me. You fucking destroyed Halo, 343. I'm gonna fucking play something else because I'm fucking tired of your menus. Luckily, I've got Halo Classic discs on hand. I'll go play those. Maybe I'll fucking glue those together and put those in the Xbox. I bet that would still fucking work better than your Master Shit Collection. Fucking garbage. Have a good day.
Well, that guy wins an internet. I like that guy. I want to have a beer with that guy. Master Menu Collection. That's fucking gorgeous.
Oh. What do you say, Q? That's got to be an episode.
Well, before we go, we have to give a shout out, to the fella that played Stephen Hawking.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me pull it up real quick.
Oh, man. How many awards did he win?
I think he won just the one, but he won for best leading male in a movie or something like that. How did let me bring it back up here real quick.
He should have won every award.
Well, there's a few he couldn't win, best leading female and among other things. But it was quite nice to see him win it. Yeah, he got Eddie Redmayne, best male actor in a leading role for the Screen Actors Guild Awards. So even his own peers, his own acting peers, realized that he's the fucking badass.
Yeah, because none of them could play that role.
No way.
No, he was the perfect. Did you watch it, Q?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I now have it on my hard drive so I can watch it. I just got to sit down and watch it. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
You need to watch it, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. He played it perfect. Stephen Hawking himself couldn't have played it better. I mean, they would have had the trouble of trying to get him to stand up.
Well, that's the thing.
It would have been a mess. It would have involved a bunch of servos, electronics, and robots. This guy just acted it out perfect. Amazing. If you don't like Stephen Hawking yet, watch The Theory of Everything, and you will like Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. Now I think it's an episode.
Okay. So clear your history.
Clear your history.
It's because I'm a girl, isn't it?
Fuck you.
The first time that we met, you had a mass effect. First sight, GTA, my love turned around and left. Now I'm like World of Warcraft whenever you're around. 'Cause your smile is so beautiful. unbelievable. You got me thinking, wow, you'll make me feel invincible. Just like a Super Mario star, no scribble knot would ever do. You are my favorite work of art, like a portal companion cube. I wish we'd never be apart, because you hold the other half of my half-empty Zelda heart. And oh, 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 gamer girl, I love you. Just press start and be my player too. I see you when I dream, my final fantasy. They say love is a battlefield, want your bad company. It's like you got a halo floating above your head. Girl, if you ever disappear, I would be left for dead. You make me feel invincible, just like a Super Mario star. No scribble knot would ever do. You are my favorite work of art, like a portal companion cube. I wish we'd never be apart, because you hold the other half of my half-empty Zelda heart. And oh, 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 gamer girl, I love you. Just press start and be my player too. Be my Candy Crush, I'll be your Spider-Man. Please don't cut the rope, 'cause I don't think I can survive here all alone out in the borderlands. So just press start and take my hand. You'll make me feel invincible, just like a Super Mario star. No scribble knot would ever do. You are my favorite work of art, like a portal companion cube. I wish we'd never be apart, because you hold the other half of my half-empty Zelda heart. And oh, 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 gamer girl, I love you. Just press start and be my player too. And oh, 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 gamer girl, I love you. Just press start and be my player too. Yeah, and be my player too.